Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is Luminous coming you guys with a pro commentary. I'm bringing you game 3 of the Esport Universe final between the OSI and M5. M5 on Scourge, OSI on Sentinel. Before I get onto the game, I want to introduce my dual caster. Her name is Sienna. She's been casting with me. I think this is like our third cast together. I don't remember. Is this our third? I don't know.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
You want to introduce yourself, or are you too cool for that?
I'm too cool for that. You can continue.
Alright, so let me introduce you. Can you go to 224? Actually, I sped up a little bit ahead.
224? Alright.
So, this is game 3. Game 2 is casted by DotaCommentaries.com's Nebula. So if you want to just kind of get an idea of what's going on in the series, go check that one. This is the best out of 3 series. This is game 3. This game is tied 1-1. In game 2, there was a Necrolite, there was a Queen of Pain, some very interesting heroes. And I have no doubt in my mind that this game will be interesting as well. And with that, enough chit-chat. Let's unpause in 3, 2, 1, go.
Unpause. Alright. 26, 27, 28. We good?
No. 30,
no.
31,
31,
32.
32.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
Alright. Okay, now that we're good, let's talk about the picks and bans. As we can see, banned. OSI has banned A, Venumancer, and Invoker. Of those 3, the only one that's somewhat of a surprise is Venumancer. Not entirely sure why they banned that. They might just have an irrational hatred for Venumancer, as some captains do. Or they have a specific kind of strat that involves lots of blink daggers. We'll see.
He is a StarCraft unit. Just want to.
He is a StarCraft unit?
Yeah. Did you know
Venumancer?
that or no? Yeah, he's from a Hydralisk.
Okay. So watching that StarCraft thing made you think of...
Hold on, yeah, keep talking. I'm answering the phone.
Okay. Alright, I'll keep talking. And Scourge, which is M5 here, has been a pretty typical lineup of Lich, Weaver, and Doombringer. Those 3 just pretty much perma-banned in any single game you see in this version. OSI has... Oh, never mind. Scourge has actually gotten first pick with Syllabear. They like their Syllabear, I suppose, and want to pick him first just to make sure they get him, while Sentinel will respond with a Batrider and a Windrunner. So the Batrider is probably going to get a Blink Dagger, which kind of makes sense if... makes the Veno pick make a little bit more sense, seeing as, Veno wards block the Blink Dagger is super annoying, etc., etc. And on Scourge, then, they respond with a Clockwork and an Enigma pick. I guess these are... Let's see, who's playing on each team? I'm not familiar with OSI. Luminous told me that they are a Russian underdog team, something like that. Neither of us really know very much about them. Right. Moscow 5, however, we have Dread, NS, God, Santa, and AA. You're back?
Yes, I'm back. That was totally very professional of me, but let's get back into this pick and ban analysis. I'm actually very surprised that Witch Doctor was third pickup, because you see Clock and Enigma being picked on the Scourge, and both of them gets pretty heavily countered by Vengeful Spirit. I was thinking, okay, here comes a Venge pick, here comes a Venge pick. It's a total straight out counter to both of these heroes. And they're going to go into Witch Doctor, which surprised me because Witch Doctor not bad against Enigma, especially when that cast is flying in the air. It makes a black hole very difficult to come in. One thing, if I have to make a guess, they're trying to do some type of a pushy kind of thing, because comparing the Witch Doctor to Venge, especially in the early level, the Venge is not as good as a pusher, especially compared when that Witch Doctor levels up Voodoo Restoration at level 2. So that's what I'm guessing with that, because I don't really see why you would want to skip Venge and go into Witch Doctor. Do you have any...
Weirdly enough, though, they've banned Pugna themselves.
Yep.
If they're pushing, that's one of the best pushing heroes they could possibly hope for, and they've banned him. While Scourge, since you're thinking along maybe your lines or something, when they banned Necrolite, then they changed their mind apparently and then banned Spectre instead.
No, I think Necrolite is a byproduct of game 2. There was a Necrolite, so maybe they were like, oh shoot, that hero is strong.
We don't want to play against
Right. Him. And also I think the Pugna ban was maybe because of OSI's current picks, because they already have Windrunner and Batrider, both are good solos. You can do a trialing Pugna, although I'm not too sure whether that's the most effective laning. Maybe that's why. I'm just guessing here.
Yes, but then again, if they were going to go to do a push strat, they could have picked Pugna in their first 2 picks, and he could have replaced like Batrider. Oh wow, okay. We see a dirge. Your suspicions
push
are
strat
confirmed. Yeah, never mind about what I said about doubting their push strat. They are definitely going pretty pushy here. And then Scourge immediately picks, wait, did they pick that before?
No, they picked the Shaker, and then the Undying was picked immediately, which kind of means that...
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, it means like they're... Well, I want to think that OSI is playing a prepare strat. Like it seemed like
Yeah.
it didn't matter what Scourge was gonna pick because the captain was spamming the Undying button like hardcore. So like they know what they're doing, I think.
Yeah, I thought that Earthshaker was a response to Dirge because Earthshaker is a very, very good response to Dirge and his zombies with his ults, but it just seems weird to have Dirge picked immediately before, like immediately after. Just seems kind of odd. So we'll see what let's see, our Captain Dread here has for his last pick. So far he has a Syllabear probably soloing top or something. Clock probably solo. Oh wait, this laning is gonna be kind of weird.
Yeah, probably the long lane. So they. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just confused as you are. I think the Enigma is gonna go into the jungle. I mean, they could still do it. That's 4 melee heroes. Just want to point that out.
Yes.
Look at how fast that Undying or Destroyer was picked. Again, it didn't matter what Scourge was gonna pick. This Bristleback pick is gonna be as a counter pick against the against the Undying Tombstone. I paused a bit to turn on my my health bars. I'm sorry. I'm at 722, 23.
722. I'm at 728. I'm paused there.
Okay. I'm paused now. 29, 30, 31.
31. Okay, close enough.
Okay.
We're like maybe 0.2 seconds off.
34, 35, 36, 37.
7, 30,
Okay.
39.
Some counting lessons
enough.
for you viewers out there. And
In case you ever forget how to count.
Sienna, quick
Yes?
question.
What's up?
In what instance do a carry destroyer buy wards?
Wait, what?
That's what I just
did not
said.
see that.
Look at mid lane.
Whoa. Did he actually buy
He bought the
them?
wards because I'm looking at his gold. He's got 11 gold left.
Okay. Well, I guess they didn't want the witch doctor to tax himself too much.
Well, the witch doctor bought the chicken, which makes sense. I think in any case you would
Okay.
want the dirge to buy the wards, or buy the wards in this case.
Maybe they want to give Dirge the early game farm and have him just, I don't know.
Are they gonna do something like cheesy, like level up Essence Aura and then like spam Decay? Cause
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be really weird. I don't know about spamming Decay. That gives him the same strength route. It just ups the damage a little bit, which probably isn't worth it.
but it
like
lowers the
that.
cooldown a lot, so you could spam it more. That's I guess yeah.
With Essence Aura, I guess
Right.
that would be okay. This is gonna be really weird, I feel. It's
And
gonna
also,
just be
yeah,
really,
when-
really strange.
Windrunner also bought a pair of Sentry Ward or Observer Wards at top and blocked both camps. Not sure if
Yes, she did.
yeah. All right, okay, you know whatever.
Can strat. We'll see how this goes. Alright, so Syllabear is actually going to be soloing mid, while on top we have our Bristleback kind of soloing with our Enigma in the jungle. Gonna offer him some help. ES has got himself an Invis rune and looks like he's going to be roaming mid, while bot we have a Clockwork soloing the long lane as we expected. While on Sentinel we have Windrunner soloing top, Batrider soloing mid, pretty predictable lanes here, and Dirge, Witch Doctor, and Obsidian Destroyer on bot. So they do look like they're giving the farm to Obsidian Destroyer, so it makes it doubly strange how he's getting wards.
Yeah, I have no idea why they're doing this. Look at this sexy pull here. They did a double jungle
Two
pull
double pulls.
stack
Yeah.
at least, and they're gonna pull the next camp, which is gonna give both these supports very good amount of farm. Well, that depends whether they're good enough to pull the the creeps from the first camp to the
Yes.
second camp. Actually, it takes a little bit of practicing. Undying is gonna do a pull here.
A Witch Doctor has hit them, and okay,
Okay,
what?
this game is
Alright.
absolutely confusing. Sense it makes
So-
none.
Yes, Undyne looks like he wanted to pull the wave onto the creeps, and then Witch Doctor was like, no, I'm gonna hit them instead and pull them onto me. So that was what happened.
I'm so confused. Looking at top lane here, Bristleback is 4-3 against the Windrunner, which surprisingly is good. I'm not too sure whether this Windrunner is playing a little bit stay away, sensing the Shakers here. Shakers has been very patient, I suppose. As we see the Enigma's coming, they're gonna try to get a kill on the Windrunner, but he's scouted by the ward. But I guess that's not gonna be enough. As you see a good Fisher
Ooh,
trap
great block.
against the Windrunner. One tango left, so she's not gonna be able to tango out there. And we're gonna see a Malphus after the Windrun's gonna be casted. There, Malphus. All right, there we go, Malphus. And who's gonna get the last hit? As we see Santa steals the first blood. That means a quick bottle or quick boots or quick bird, whatever he wants to get. That's pretty good for Scourge so far.
Yeah, Windrunner, ES had actually poked his head out earlier, I think. Just hit, I think he just hit her a couple times. He didn't really, he might have stunned her, I'm not sure, which is probably why she was staying a little bit further back than usual. Like he was just walking around and hitting her occasionally. Let's see, bot. Bot is where our weird shenanigans are happening. It looks like Dirge did manage to... No, he didn't actually touch the top creep camp. He's just pulled the bottom one.
Yeah.
And he's actually level 2 now, so that worked out for him.
Some fail pulling going on. I think actually the destroyer has skipped Astral Imprisonment, so he's just leveling essence and orbs, which is definitely not the standard build at all. Cause he,
no.
Yeah, and now they're gonna do their push. Here you go. Ring of Poseidon is turned on, level 2, Undying. That means a Tombstone, and we're gonna have Voodoo Restoration as well. And with these amount of creeps, with the Tombstone drop down, they could do some significant damage to this tower.
Yeah, they dropped the Tombstone down as we speak. They're gonna be able to take out the creeps, no problem. They're gonna also kill that meat wagon before turning around to kill that the tower. Clockwork can't really do anything about it right now. ES is actually coming by, but being level 2, he's probably not gonna be able to do very much as well. He might just do a fissure, just to hit all 3 of them and just maybe make them back off for now. They're not gonna be able to get the tower this round. Yeah. Okay, he just hit the Undying here, and the Undying. Oh, never mind. Tower aggro went to another person. And Voodoo Restoration is used to start healing them. Oh, again, tower aggro on the destroyer. Yeah.
Yeah, but actually look at that, how much that tower suffered damage. I mean, it was just a single Tombstone, and the tower is down to what, 200 HP almost. So that's actually a pretty good push. You know, they're not gonna get the tower now, but they're gonna do another creep pull, and that's gonna make the next push a lot easier.
It's a level 1 Tombstone too, just
right.
Level 1. On top lane, the Bristleback is out 11 and 5. Oh, mid. You're right, mid. Oh, there was a lucky Entangle there. Batrider is not going to be able to get out of that. He tried to Firefly, and yeah, there are no cliffs for him to walk over, so he was not able to escape.
I'm kind of surprised how Syllabur is doing quite well against the Batrider.
I suppose it's also because of his range. Like he's a little bit more ranged, and his bear can harass the. Yeah, bear can harass without him being really in range of the Firefly and whatnot.
Yeah, it looks like we have the Eidolons helping out a little bit with the push. Here comes the Batrider flying. He needs to get level 6 as soon as possible. And once he does, he might be able to get a kill attempt on that Syllabur. But that depends on whether that bear is hacking or not. Because when their bear is hacking, you're not going to get anything done. It's really annoying to deal against Syllabur.
Okay, on top, actually, Enigma has actually come out of the jungle with, I believe he had an Invis rune to kind of harass this Windrunner a little bit. They couldn't kill him without the ES, with his Windrun turned on. And now he's going to go back, headed into the jungle. He's got a Soul Ring.
Yeah, generally when you're fighting against a Windrunner like that, you try to want to wait your stun until she casts a Windrun. If you stun first, then she easily could just Windrun out of it. So a little bit of, I guess, a lack of patience there. But looks like NS is farming pretty well. He's got 17 and 5. He's going to go pick up that Ring of Health. And once she finished that Vanguard, I don't think there's much the Scourge team or the Sentinel team would do against it. They don't have that much DPS to kill the Bristleback, aside from that Destroyer, who's actually got a headdress. So,
yes.
Okay.
Okay, he's going mech, possibly? While we watch, like, the Sentinel actually took out the Scourge's first towers, and they've dropped a Tombstone level 2 on the second tower right now, and they're gonna get it to about half health before they have to back up. Or are they even gonna back up? This Clockwork is actually fairly low. They could possibly dive in with this next creep wave. We'll see if they do so. Although there is an ES lurking around in the background, they're still level 2. Still not getting any creep kills or much experience at all. Gonna see if they do anything about that.
Yeah. And now we see actually having the Destroyer leveling that Essence Aura is going to be quite helpful, especially, I'm not too sure whether these guys have got a proc, but if they ever get a proc, all their mana issue is going to be solved. There's still a Smoke of the Sea on that Witch Doctor, so he could get ganks if he want to do so. No, they're going to just stay around and try to persist with this push. I'm not too sure whether they can, as we see G, the Syllabur, getting a mid tower, and that's going to help out. Batrider does have level 6 now. Level 7 and a bottle, and he's gonna do nothing. Okay, I think he should have a TP scroll maybe to help out in a gank, and now we see the Enigma going to top as well. Meanwhile, on the bot lane here, tower is still getting pressure upon, but I'm not too sure whether Sentinel could get this tower, especially if we have Shaker coming back to help out.
One little thing I actually noticed was that Syllabur had his boots on his spirit bear at first, and then when the Bat Rider turned 6, he moved the boots onto himself for easier escape should the Bat Rider go onto him. So that was an interesting little detail. Felt.
Well, actually, that's a very I mean, it's very small, but I guess that's what pros do. Like they know that the bat at level 6 can kill. So we see this bot lane to Undying level 4 is walking ahead so baller. There's that proc with the Essence Aura as he drops a Tombstone, and that's gonna help a lot. But there's no creep wave hitting the tower, so that's unfortunate. As we see a what is coming to the no, there's just wards coming to Destroyer. Destroyer is gonna go Mecha first, which a lot of time I'd like to see Mecha and range heroes because it's simply better than compared to a Vanguard. But it seems like in a Destroyer who wants to get as much in as possible. I'm not too sure whether that was the best choice. What do you think about that?
He certainly has the mana pool to use it, and I think in this kind of push strat, a mecha is a lot more valuable. For example, what do you have for mecha candidates? Your Witch Doctor is probably going to be buying wards and things like that.
They have a Windrunner.
Your Windrunner actually would be...
Right.
I guess the Windrunner is not getting mech. Or either that, or the Destroyer is going to get Hood instead, and Windrunner is going to get mech. But Windrunner doesn't even seem like she's walking toward, like, moving anywhere towards a mech at this moment. And speaking of which, Bat Rider is actually come in on that Syllabear, and he's gonna drag him down. There's a Tombstone drop down just to kill him, and yeah, no problem. There was a lucky proc on the Dirge, but he's okay. He uses Soul Rip and manages to heal himself back up. Earthshaker drops a Fissure right in the middle of everything, just trying to block off this push, which will probably happen. Witch Doctor actually runs right into Clockwork. He's gonna stun, hoping that would bounce to ES, but it doesn't actually. But she manages to get out fine.
Yeah, Witch Doctor was placing a very aggressive ward behind the tower, which is going to help out in this push.
Yeah.
Bat Rider is going to scare everyone away, but I think the Undying and Destroyer are both too low, so they have to turn back. On the top lane here, there's a gank
top.
going on the Windrunner. There's going to be a Malphus. There we go. One-man Black Hole for that Windrunner. Can they get the kill? Those Bristleback spikes doing so much damage. They are going to get the kill. Bristleback is going to pick that one up. Bristleback is having the Vanguard finish. Still no boots. I think a phase boot is a good choice for him, especially when he wants to juke or just kind of run back and forth, kite in and out, and then spam his cold spray. Do you think Tread's better, or maybe
For Bristleback?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he doesn't even have boots yet. Didn't even notice that. Meanwhile, we see him actually being chased by 2 people who do have boots. There's a finished mech on Obsidian Destroyer, so yes, he was going to go mech. Maledict casted on him. Sure, uses his ult, but that seemed to do like next to no damage. There's an ES block. No, didn't manage to actually block him. And Bristleback, with his back turned, has managed to take a crap load of damage and not walk away from it perfectly fine. Meanwhile, the entire Scourge team, except for our Windrunner here, is congregated on top. Yeah, it just... you were talking about what boots you think would be better for Bristleback?
Yeah, I was thinking phase boot might be a little bit better, but some favor the strength, extra strength from the strength boots.
Well,
strength shreds.
If you favor Bristleback as like a more chasing-oriented hero with his nasal goo spitting out of his nose, I suppose phase boots would definitely be better for anyone who wishes to chase. If you figure him as more of a tank, perhaps you'd be wanting to go treads instead for the extra strength.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say. Earlier on that chase, I want to point out that Destroyer, if he ever had any levels of that imprisonment, I think Bristleback might have died. But he was like chasing, hitting really hard, sort of, with that orb, but actually not doing enough damage. So actually pretty sad to see there.
Yeah, with his rushing mech, first one thing is that he didn't actually get any int. So he's got like +7 int only, which makes his orb do less damage, and since he doesn't have imprisonment, he doesn't get a chance to enlarge the int difference between him and whoever.
Sienna, did you just drop? Did I just drop? Alright, I'm gonna pause this replay at the 20-minute mark.
3, 2, 1, restart.
Okay, so apologize for a little bit of technical difficulties, kind of what you expect on a dual commentary. Gonna go back to, what were you saying before you kind of just cut off?
Oh,
lack of int.
What was I saying? Yes, lack of int. Because he got mech first, right? So he doesn't have very many int items, and he also didn't get the, what's it called, the thing that, green pulsey thing. He didn't get that either, which makes the lack of int even more noticeable because he can't enlarge the int difference between him and whoever he's chasing.
Right.
Yeah, so it just affects his damage output a lot, I feel, in early game.
And now we see the Bat Rider trying to help a little bit on the top lane. They're going to try to get a push. There's a haste rune on the Bat Rider. And that means we're going to see this Bat Rider going troll in. Let's see if the Tombstone is going to be dropped down. They're going to go on the Dirge. Here comes the Tombstone. And where's that Bat? Bat's going to be flying in. Who is he going to grab? That is the thing. He needs to grab that Enigma. There's a Fisher not going to block because he can fly over it. And he's going to go for the Shaker. Shaker is going to die immediately, taking every single nuke. Is Bristleback going to be the next target? Yeah, they're going to try to focus on Bristleback. I'm not too sure whether that's the best choice because that's his thing. He tanks at the back. They're all going in. They're all going to die. They're going to run out of HP way sooner than Bristleback. Look at his tank. Look, Dirge went down. Witch Doctor's going to go down. Destroyer's going to go down. And this is why you don't chase a Bristleback. Okay. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Did Enigma even black hole anybody?
I think he black hole like maybe I think Bat Rider or something. One person, yeah.
I didn't even see anyone in his black hole, so I was kind of confused. But yeah, I don't why even chase that Bristleback, and why didn't the Destroyer get like one level of his Astral Imprisonment? One level would have made a huge difference, because then he would have been able to. Anyway, in mid, Windrunner is actually getting ganked by 3 of them, and he goes down immediately. But like I was saying, if he got in one level of Astral Imprisonment, I think that's like 3 seconds, something like.
Two,
is it 3 seconds?
Say. I think it was 2
seconds.
Yeah. No.
Okay, 2 seconds.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
All right, if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, then even one level, 1 second would have made a difference if he'd Astral Imprisonment Enigma before he managed to get a little bit too far. Then he could focus on that instead of on Bristleback. Because as we saw, Bristleback kills everyone who tries to follow him.
Yeah, it looks like we have a gank on the mid lane here on the Syllabear. Syllabear is going to go down. That Maledict doing so much damage. Firefly on him as well. Maledict's probably going to get the kill. No, it looks like the Bat Rider gets a kill. I mean, he's chasing really aggressively, and he still has a Blink Dagger. He needs to get out. He does blink out in that instance. Now, here comes the Enigma. It's going to get a Malphus on him. Are they going to get a kill? We have a little bit of Sentinel support in the form of that Destroyer. Destroyer not going to get the mech off, and now he might be in trouble. Can there get a hook? No, there's no hook. There's a Fisher just blocking them off. Meanwhile, the mid tower under focus. I think the mid tower is going to survive, especially when the Scourge team is going to come around to help out. So we see the Scourge team picking up kills here and there. The score is 3-10 in favor of the Scourge. All of their towers at the top and mid lane still up. They have lost 2 at the bot lane, but so far I think they're doing pretty good.
Yeah, they are. Surprisingly enough, for a push strat, Sentinel's push strat has only gotten 2 towers on bot, while Scourge, without really. Well, I guess they have decent pushing heroes because they have an Enigma, for example, but they've managed to get top tower and mid tower, both their first tier towers. So the same number of towers actually gone down. Excuse me.
You okay there, Sienna? I know this game's very exciting.
Yeah, you talk for a second. I'm just gonna take a drink of water.
As we see Sienna having a seizure there. Knock on wood. Actually, that's really bad. Never mind. We see Clock hitting a haste rune. One thing I want to point out, if you look at the Scourge items, right? Everyone's getting Vanguard, Vit boosters, so that is not a coincidence. That is a prepared strat, except this Shaker who's got nothing. And the reason for doing so is that there's not many stuns. I mean, there's a Flaming Lasso, there's a cast, and a Shackle Shot. That's pretty much it. So you could kind of just walk in and tank a whole bunch of damage. Here we go, blink in for that Shaker. They need to focus on the Shaker. No, Shaker just walks out. And again, no imprisonment for that. So that Tombstone is, well, probably going to get them tower. No, here comes the Bristleback in the back. He's going to run in. He doesn't care about anything because there's nothing that the Sentinel team would do. Look at this one-man Bristleback scaring the Scourge back. And now there's a great hook that ult from Destroyer doing absolutely nothing. No, actually, this Clock might die now. Wow, this is just a heck of a team fight. And now with the Tombstone focused on Enigma, but no, that Bristleback, again, one man scaring the entire Sentinel team back. Can you even believe it? Bristleback's like, okay, let's go. He's going to get a kill for sure on the Undying. I think a couple more Krill Spray, and he's still chasing. There's nothing. Wow. Great Shackle Shot from the Windrunner. It's going to save it. Wow, you can see the power of Bristleback right now. Just not enough damage. Actually, Shaker a little bit more out of position. He is going to go down, but they might kill the Witch Doctor instead. No, this Bristleback, just one thing he can't do is chase that wall. He might actually get, he might go down right now if there's a Flaming Lasso on him. No, he's still soloing the entire team. There's a 2-man Black Hole and a Tombstone drop down, and looks like the Bat Rider is going to go down. This Bristleback still alive. He's at 400 HP, but don't let that fool you, because that means probably like 800 HP with his back turn. And now this Bristleback still in the center of everything. The entire Scourge team is like having a chill party in the background because they don't even need to come in. And I feel like I said this 10 times. The Bristleback is still in the middle of everything. I think he's going to die now.
He's still alive, but not for very long.
Yeah.
No, he's got a maledict, and then Witch Doctor's ult ended up. But look at them. He brought them down pretty much single-handedly to next to nothing. They had to use their mech. They had to use Witch Doctor heal. They had to use Dirge heal. Speaking of which, they have a lot of heals on the team. Anyway, it looks like they're actually going to be going for this Clockwork Goblin. Crow there is looking to scout things out, but it looks like they're going to be backing off now. One thing I wanted to point out earlier is that, what's his name? God, actually, on the Syllabear was ignoring this entire team fight and farming bot the entire time. And he's like the only one without a Vanguard because he has been saving for that relic, which he now has at 17 minutes. So, I just missed something. Did you see that?
Yeah, 2 guys out of position. I guess, because I didn't see it either. Just wanted to go back to the Vanguard comment on Silver. He actually doesn't need any items. Look at how tanky he is. He's like level, what, 9 or 10? Level 12, and he's got 1800 HP without Vanguard. Mid tower's going to go down. Bristleback, hello! He's going to come in. Is anyone going to get a deny? They're going to try to pick off the tower. Well, Enigma's going to miss his deny, but here we go. And here's that pig coming at you. What are you going to do? Run. They're going to try to run, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, actually, if Bristleback maybe 5 or 10 more minutes later, if he picks up some... Actually, where do you go? Because he's not going to go Radiance in this case. Syllabear is going to pick it up. What would you go?
Oh my goodness, what do you go on Bristleback? If he picks up another tank item, they're not going to focus him. Well, hopefully they'd learn not to focus him and just focus other people. So he probably shouldn't go tank. I feel like he's almost tank enough. I think he should go something damage-y.
I'm thinking Shivas. That's like the middle of the row, right? You kind of tank a bit. Well, you tank a lot with Shivas, and then you have that slow thing, which could help him chase a little bit better. Not sure.
Does he need that extra int though? That gives you a lot of extra int. Maybe you could just go for AC instead and relieve Syllabear of that burden.
That's not a bad idea. Actually, having more int against Destroyer wouldn't be a bad idea now that you pointed out. I mean, eventually this Destroyer is gonna hurt. I hope.
Yeah, and I guess it would. I don't know. He doesn't seem to lack mana all too much. He just needs a little bit, like a Ring of Bassi, to keep him close spraying. But in the course of battle, I don't feel that Syllabear is one of those heroes that needs extra mana too much.
Yeah, looks like we have a Smoke of the Sea being pop on the top for the Sentinel. And this is a pretty good bait for Sentinel here. They're going to say, hey, Destroyer is farming really out of position. You know, try to gank him. But there's an entire smoke team waiting. Here comes the Shaker just doing a little bit of harass. He's not falling for that. And the entire Scourge team is kind of afraid. We see a Bat Rider blink in, trying to find that Shaker. Not going to find him. And this Sentinel is playing very... I mean, they're pushing, but very defensively. I think if they just went gun-ho for this tower, you can see that Syllabear does not have... Or the Bristleback does not have a TP score right now. And these guys are a little bit out of position, the Scourge team that is. So I think they could safely go for the tower. But now I think the chance has passed up as we see a couple teleports going to the top lane.
I don't think Scourge is in any hurry to push lanes or really do anything. They know they have the better late game. It's pretty clear that they have the better late game, especially with Destroy not really going damage items, int items, so much as I don't know, pushing items. And a push squad always has that risk of not being able to finish. It just really... Oh, never mind. As I was talking, Tombstone has actually dropped down. There's a shackle shot of the Clockwork Goblin, and there's a huge ult by Enigma catching like maybe 4 people. Huge ult by ES as well, blocking everyone off here as well. Santa actually goes down. I'm surprised that no one else has actually died. Witch Doctor uses his ult. Everything is going on. So hard to see what's going on, actually. It looks like 2 of the Scourge went down as opposed to just 1 of the Sentinel. And it looks like the end of that. Syllabear has finished his Radiance. And... Bristleback's like, okay, I don't care that you're not following me. I'm just going to continue. Never mind. Okay, never mind. I was going to say he was Ramboing forward, but he's actually not going to Rambo forward. He just decided to go a little bit more tank, has finished a Hood of Defiance there. Yeah,
well,
like I was saying earlier.
Here's the thing, though. In that last team fight, and I agree with you, I don't even know what happened. I was watching this, and it was hectic as crap. We had a Black Hole being dropped down. We had a perfect ESO and a Fisher to follow up. But the Scourge at the end of that lost more players. I don't even know how to put it. I think Witch Doctor dropped a big ult that was kept going on for a long time. Firefly was over everyone, but you know, no one ran away from it. And Bristleback, yeah. I mean, he could tank it up, but he's actually not doing enough damage like you suggested earlier. So I feel that the Scourge team is stronger, but after that last team fight, I'm not too sure about that. Like, we had good long disables for the entire team, but didn't give enough time for Syllabear and Bristleback to do enough damage.
Dirge is a beast though. In a team fight like that, he dropped his tomb down, and they didn't have a chance to focus the tomb, I believe, and zombies were everywhere. And of course, you know, the extra damage that they cause you to take, especially with Dirge's ult as well, that might have factored into the way that Scourge or yeah, Scourge losing more heroes than Sentinel actually did.
Yeah,
But
was Scourge?
perfect ults.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, that might have just been a factor of like Scourge losing more heroes, just
I see.
because of Dirge.
Yeah, I mean, here's the difference. What Sentinel is going for compared to like any normal strat. Any normal strat, you see a very hardcore, well-defined carry. Like it could be a Dusa, it could be a Morphling, something you could label as the carry. And in this game, you know, we'll say, hey, you know, Destroyer would be that carry, but no, he's going for support. Like mostly, he's picking up the mecha. He's trying to get a little bit of damage, but for the most part, he's mostly support. You can't really say who is the exact true DPS dealer on Sentinel is, because all of them could pack a punch. The Tombstone from the Undying, the Witch Doctor, Maledict, Cask, you know, Windrunner is always a factor, and Bat Rider, Napalm, Firefly. So all of them could do a DPS. And in that essence, who do you focus? Like everyone is a threat, and everyone is not a threat. That's some like philosophical crap going on, man. I don't know. Who will you focus if you're Scourge in this case? Sienna? Are we still here? Sienna? And we're back. Man, this game is plagued with technical difficulty. Hopefully it will get better as we go along. And here we come, an invisible clockwork. It's gonna scout out the entire team. It's gonna dispel the smoke of the state, so Sentinel should know. And Sienna, you should be unpausing right now. 59.
Okay.
All right.
I'm half a second behind you, I think. But
Okay.
we should be okay.
03, 04, 05. And now here is the good thing, having an invis clock stay in the background. He could just hook in. If he get a 3 or 4 man hook in, that is going to be in the entire team fight. Now we have the Tombstone being dropped down, and that is a little bit out of position. And this is exactly what the Scourge team should do. Focus that team. A good shackle shot, getting 2 of them. Here's that pipe being popped on that Bristleback. He's going to be fine. This tower might be going down. Cog getting 1 hero, but that was, whoa, there's a drag on the Enigma. Bat Rider just goes down. Not too sure what that was the best initiation. Here comes the entire Scourge squad being led by the Syllabear, not the Syllabear, the Syllabear and the Bristleback, and that was a pretty much easy team fight for Scourge.
Yeah, they had no problem whatsoever. If you look at their HP, only Clock, who was dragged by the by the Bat Rider, was actually took any damage at all, for real. So the pushing squad is now on their back feet. Their pushing is not working out so well, and despite Dirge actually getting Vladimir's, which is, I suppose, is supposed to be for the push, because no other hero really benefits from it. So it's good for the creeps, really, but that's the only thing it really helps. Another pushing item, I don't know if they should be doing pushing items at this point anymore. I think they should be realizing that they're not going to be able to push down the racks by 25 minutes or something like that, which is what they were probably aiming for, and should probably transition to more late game oriented items around their Obsidian.
Yeah, and the best thing about against the pushing strat is picking up a Shaker dagger and an Enigma dagger. Enigma's got his. Shaker's a little bit far away from his, I think. Shaker's only got 400 gold in the bank. Yeah, Enigma, once he pick up the dagger, all he has to do is blink in. And right now he's getting perfect black holes in every single fight, or whenever he wants to, he can get a black hole, because there's not much things you have to worry about. That cast is going to be a little bit annoying, but aside from that, he get in, black hole the entire team. It's just up to the rest of his team to do the DPS, as we see the Sentinel smoking in. Let's see what is going to be happening here. All the team fight previously is going in favor of Sentinel, or Scourge, excuse me. As this one is going to change, as we see Maledict on the Bristleback. Can they kill him, though? They're focusing him. Not too sure that's a good choice, as you see a 3 or 4 man black hole. Hook goes in, Fisher goes up, Echo Slam goes down as well. All this DPS going down, but Sentinel is getting the kills. It makes no sense.
I don't understand what just happened. I thought Scourge would team wipe there, but actually they kill God. They kill everybody except for Clock. I'm so confused.
I'm speechless, because if you see a black hole, an Echo Slam, everything being dropped down, like the other team should be dead. Is the healing coming in for Sentinel here? Because we do have a mecha, we do have Voodoo Restoration. I'm pretty sure Voodoo, well, I mean, I think...
That's if I didn't last long enough for the heals to really kick in, or at least not Voodoo Restoration. The mech would have helped a lot, I suppose, but...
Right, so I don't know. Again, I have to maybe guess it's a Firefly, because everyone's clumping up. Again, maybe it's a thing I talked about earlier. It's everyone doing a little bit of DPS, and it adds up. So I guess that's all I have to say.
Yeah, the cast also started off really well. Because there were so few people around the Roshan area and they were all clumped up, the cast, I'm pretty sure, bounced to its max, like 8 times or whatever.
Right.
So that might have been a big difference in the fight.
Yeah, now it looks like they gave the Aegis to the Bat Rider, which I suppose since this Bat Rider is really rambling in to get that initiation off, that's not a bad idea. Although I might have put it on my Destroyer. Well, actually, if it's a carry Destroyer, I would have put it on him. But now, seeing this as more of a semi-support kind of Destroyer, maybe a Bat Rider wouldn't be a bad choice, yeah.
Yeah, he's gotten a point booster actually, so it looks like he's probably going to for alt stick, which is interesting. I got, huh?
I was gonna say why not? I mean, this Destroyer has opened up with wards and now it's mecha.
True.
So actually it wouldn't surprise me at all if he's gonna go Bloodstone, given that they're going for a little bit more healing oriented or just HP up. We have an entire smoke team coming for the Scourge team. Are they gonna get a perfect initiation? Here we go, blink in. Wow, what a blink away. There's an Astral Imprisonment. Fisher and Gatkal getting 3 or 4. They have to win this. Like if they don't win, okay, they're getting 2 kills. That's good. Bat Rider dragging out with the haste and that should be end of it. Shaker's gonna just die on the fire. All right. Excuse me, the Witch Doctor picking that up. So I mean that was a perfect initiation, but they've been getting perfect initiation after every single fight. I guess in that team fight there weren't the ults on the Sentinel weren't back up yet, so that's why this the Scourge team had an easier time.
And also Dirge wasn't there. I do think that Dirge is a really, really big factor in these team fights with his Tombstone and his ult.
Actually, I think it's Decay, to be honest.
Yeah, you think it's a Decay?
Because you make the entire team lose 4 strength. That stacks up.
Let me think. 4 strength. What is that in HP?
That's around 70 something, maybe. Yeah, 75, 76, 76.
Every few seconds, I guess. I suppose so.
Yeah, it's we'll see, right? So
actually, we probably won't see. We probably won't be able to see. It'll be so hard to see.
Well, actually, if end of a team fight, we'll click on Dirge, right? And if he's like sitting at ridiculous health, then we probably could guess that he dumped off maybe 8 decays or something. So
yeah. Okay, let's make a note to check on that. Dirge has actually gotten a Django. Witch Doctor has gotten a Medallion, trying to be the VS in this team, I guess. There's a YYF shackle shot on that bristleback there. Maledict is going down. What is going on? Okay, there was a decay, and Witch Doctor uses his ult, but bristleback just runs right out, and they can't keep him there.
I like how he tanks every single spell, and he's gonna come out of this at like maybe 75% HP. And there was a lot of investment. Yeah. Tombstone was a long cooldown. Definitely the Death Ward is a long cooldown. Witch Doctor going for a point booster. I want to say he's going to go for Axe, but this might be an attempt just to stack up in HP. I think the entire Sentinel team is going to stack up. He's like, you know what? We're going to outlast you, which might be a little bit difficult against a Silver and Bristleback, which are innately probably the tankiest heroes in the game.
Silver and Bristleback. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I like Abba. Abba's one of my favorite tanks.
And
although you can't really...
What?
You know, there are people out there who say that the only real tank is Axe, because he's the only one who can make you hit him, and that's like the purpose of a tank, to make you hit them, or something like that. But my definition of tank is a lot looser than that, so.
Yeah, I think, actually, I mean, I think this Destroyer is gonna be a hero that you will have to focus. And he's gonna have a lot of HP, which, coming from a Destroyer down sounds really weird, because I think he's gonna get either Bloodstone or Mecha. In either case, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a Bloodstone. Yeah, as we see the whatchamacallit coming in.
Soul Booster.
Yeah, Soul Booster being made. So I mean.
Okay, he just failed to put that on himself.
Well, the chicken failed. I hate the chicken. It never gives you the thing you want. Like you would have 2 items. One's a Bloodstone. The other thing is a GG branch, and it'll give you a GG branch. It's like
has to do with where it's placed on the crow.
Right. I learned that afterwards, and I felt dumb.
I didn't know for the longest time either. I would just keep like trying to, hey, give me my items, and then it would never give me the right items, and then send it back, etc. But yeah, there is a way to.
What's that?
There is a method to the madness.
Yeah, just for the viewers out there, if you want the item to be delivered to you, you gotta put it on the far, whatever the latest slot is, it will deliver in that item, in that order. So if you want, let's say,
like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it starts from 6.
Right. We have an Invis Clock coming in again, and then last time the Invis Clock was helpful. If he gets a 4-man cog, they should win this. I stress the word should because team fights haven't been going the way they should. So I don't know. I just have to wait and see. Bat Rider is just doing some jizz. This Clockwork is where the hell is he?
He's in the woods on the left.
Okay. Wow, that's some ninja with the haste rune. There we go. Hook, Cogs, 3 of 4. Black Hole is gonna get it. No, he gets shackled. No, that Black Hole is still going. Where is that Echo Slam? Echo Slam, there you go. Drops before he dies. That Tombstone's still there. Sentinel's getting every kills. What the fuck?
Blue goes down, but that's the only one who goes down. Witch Doctor has used his ult and he's just standing there with it. They're killing the Syllabear. They're definitely, the Syllabear's almost dead. The Syllabear's actually gonna go down. The only one who's left is actually their Mega Tank Bristleback here, and he's even in a lot of trouble. His armor's being reduced and he is being slowed immensely, and oh my god, he's dead. What?
Sienna, I have a question.
Okay, let's look at the strength of Dirge. 72, 65. Okay, so he was taking, let's see, 72, 65. That was like 3 decays, I guess.
And
no,
I'm guessing
57.
he's been maxing Tombstone and then Soul Rip. So
Yeah.
this madness is gonna continue. Like literally, because if he gets max decay, it's a 4-second cooldown. Mana's not
Holy
gonna be
crap.
issue because he's got Django.
Look at his strength.
Yeah, he's got an Arcane
His
Orb.
strength is at 49 now. He was at like 70 something before.
I'm telling you, it's decay. It's legit stuff.
Okay.
So meanwhile, yeah, I have a question for you, Sienna. Going back to my
What?
rhetorical question. In what instance you get a 4-man Cog, 4-man Black Hole, a perfect Echo Slam, and still lose a team fight? I cannot explain it.
2-man Cog, a really great Black Hole, however. It didn't manage to get the Batrider though, and the Batrider I think managed to pick off someone early on the outskirts. That Echo Slam was pretty much perfect though. I don't know. Like there were so many zombies. Why didn't it kill everybody?
Yeah, I'm guessing, because if you look at everyone's HP, right, Rich Doctor's got 1200, that's respectable. Dirge's got 1300 as lowest. Batrider is fairly tanked with 1400. Windrunner is very tanked with 1400 and a pipe. And then, of course, that's Mr. Tank at the bot lane here with the mecha and almost 2000 HP, 1800. So they actually could eat some ults, and they've been eating it very well. So you gotta know, once this Bloodstone finish, when this destroyer dies, he heals the entire team with like 400 HP heal.
If he does die.
If he does die, right? So
Yeah, if he doesn't die, he just gets more charges and has never-ending mana.
yeah, and now here we go. We have a ganking destroyer. Now we have the entire Scourge team baiting, and let's see what's gonna happen. There's that in prison. It's the
Now
entire.
he has that.
Yeah, where's the Scourge team? Scourge team is not gonna come into rescue. Here comes a blink, and this destroyer is gonna be in trouble. He could have a self-imprison.
Yes,
Don't
lucky
forget about that. He's gonna map and gets a heal and self-imprison. There we go. And now we go. We have the Batrider coming. Batrider at half HP. This team fight is just run and chase. Where's that Tombstone? They're still focusing on that destroyer. Destroyer is just tanking up. He's finally gonna die. Shackle Shack getting 2, and that is gonna be huge. Tombstone finally drops down. They need to focus. That Syllabear is working on that, and that Tombstone goes down. And I think that was a team fight that Sentinel maybe should not have taken. Now Witch Doctor might be in trouble. Syllabear is probably gonna get a proc. No. Meanwhile, Brown gets killed. That's a one-hit proc. That is some PRD for you. And now we have the Witch Doctor getting hit. He's probably gonna go down. Voodoo Restoration is not gonna get him. Yeah, he's gonna go down.
Yeah. In case you haven't watched Lumi's daily show, yay!
Yay!
He talks about the procking process with Syllabear and other people who proc. What other people who proc? I can't remember.
Any crits, any bash,
Yeah.
some more trid.
Just, like,
Your pub
voids,
stomp heroes.
Things like that. Yeah. So Syllabear, if he's hitting, it's on a basis. Okay, you explain it better. You can explain a little bit if you want.
I'm just gonna pop my show. It's like, if you want to know it, just go watch it. Cause I had to rehearse explain it, cause it sounds like I'm like explaining calculus. It's not that complicated, but I made it sound more complicated than it actually is. So go watch the Weekly Show 6. Some interesting mechanic about Syllabear. But basically, what it states is, if you proc once with your first Syllabear attack, chances are you're gonna proc again. Like, it's a very, very high chance you're gonna proc again. It's not fun, it's not fair, and blame Ice Frog, but it's some hacky shit.
Yeah. So looking at their items now, Syllabear is actually going the AC route as opposed to Bristleback, and Bristleback is just going tank, it looks like. I don't know if that's a good idea. Like I said earlier, I feel like he needs more damage so that Sentinel team actually has a reason to kill him as opposed to ignore him the entire team fight. But he's gotten actually just a pipe, Vlad's, and Vanguard. So he's pretty damn tank despite his HP, which isn't all that high, or his armor, which is all that high either. And yet he does not do that much damage.
He's got 2k gold, so maybe he's saving it for something big here. I'm not like heart usually would be a good item, but again, I think he needs something to do some damage. The thing is, if they ever believe that Bristleback is a problem, which I mean I think Sentinel do believe it's a problem, all they could do is banish him, and that he's out of the fight for a long time. So whether that's what they're gonna be doing, I'm not too sure. And this destroyer is still farming for that for that Bloodstone, which by the way, I think this is a new Bloodstone, right? Once you farm it, you get 5 charged immediately. Yes. So how it works with Bloodstone is that when you die, if you ever die, you heal your entire team for, I believe, 400.
300?
Yeah,
okay.
You heal your team for 400, and then also for whatever charge you have, you heal 30 times that. So let's say if you have 5 charge and you die, it's 30 times 5, which is 150, and then plus a 400. So when you die, you heal your entire team for freaking half a K, 550.
And also like some other perks that go along with it,
right?
Like
Mana regen and yeah, you get EXP even if you're dead, like ridiculous stuff. And especially against for this lineup, that's kind of what they're going for, massive heals. So it's one of the most underused item, but it might just be one of the best item in this case for Sentinel.
Yeah. Although in this case, it also makes sure that Destroyer, since he's going for Bloodstone, he's got so much mana and mana regen. He just doesn't have a lot of int, actually. If you look at him, he's got 65 plus 11, which is a lot less even than the Batrider.
Well, no,
who's got
but
himself a Shivas now.
the orb does damage based on your mana pool, right? It doesn't do damage based on int. So as long as you're getting mana pool,
true.
yeah.
As long as you get a mana pool, it's all right if you don't have as much int.
Right. Well, of course you do want int, you know, because it's just good. And now
It's
that
based
oh,
on
actually,
it.
this is O Bloodstone. Never mind. Is this 7-1? I guess it's 7-1C.
This is 7-1B. Yeah.
All
Okay. So I guess he's just being, I don't know. Did he think it was a new Bloodstone or because no one got Bloodstone before it was buffed.
And no one got it after his buff, so I don't know. Maybe he's just getting it. But yeah, I'm hovering my mouse over the Bloodstone, and you guys could, you know, that's watching could read it. It's 400 HP plus 30 times the charge. If you just think about it, that's actually kind of ridiculous. That's like maybe a quarter, not a quarter, maybe a third of everyone's health, fully restored. So and plus the mecha, that's some insane healing.
Yeah. Oh, there looks like stuff is coming in. There's a big ult by Earthshaker. It hits, his fissure doesn't actually hit anyone. There's a tombstone being dropped down, but it's focused down right away. Witch Doctor's actually come down too. And Enigma manages to get, I think, 3 people or 4 people in his ulti. There's a tangle on that. Oh god, if finally he dies, I guess, never mind, he dies now. He had, whatever his skill, what is his skill? God damn it.
Astral Imprisonment.
Astral Imprisonment! He Astral Imprisonment himself, which is why I thought he was dead, but he didn't die for a while. At any rate, this team fight is actually still going on. They might be going after that clock. The Batrider has his blink and is just running after people. For some reason, Sentinel just won that again.
Yeah, I think I could finally explain it. Before the team fight was ending, Dirge right now is at 2k HP, but before that, before I pointed this out, before you stop talking, he was at 2200 HP. That decay was ripping through the entire Scourge team. And also, they were focusing the tank. Yes, Destroyer is the tank. He has the mecha, he has a lot of armor, he's got a 2k HP probably. When he dies, he heals the entire team for like freaking a ton. And I mean, I think Destroyer wasn't even, like, he dropped his ult and then he just ran. And that's all he needed to do because the rest of the team was decaying. The rest of the team was napalming, Firefly, Cast, Maledict, ult. That ult for Witch Doctor ran for a bit as well. And they think Destroyer is a DPS dealer, but it's not. He's like freaking decay.
He's trolling.
Trolling, yeah. He's a real ninja. I don't even know how to say it.
Then again, he does do quite a bit of damage though. Like if he just uses his orb,
he does plus 90. Oh, never mind.
Okay.
His mana is not full. Sorry.
He does normally like plus 10 something, 1 something.
Okay, yeah, he does hit pretty hard.
So that's like 250 a hit or something. Yeah.
But he's not even hitting.
He's at 101 right now.
All he does is hit creeps. I haven't seen him hit anything in this game.
Well, that's because they're focusing him, right? But the thing is, like you said, everyone on the Sentinel team does a crap load of damage. If they try to focus down the Destroyer, the Dirge is going to just decay them the entire team fight and then kill them, while Witch Doctor's sitting in the background with his ult running the entire time.
So I think 20
course,
minutes ago,
Batrider when comes in.
20 minutes ago, you said the Scourge team is later. Do you
I
still?
thought the Scourge team was later.
I do think so as well. Because especially if this destroyer is not going for like a traditional carry destroyer, I was like, oh, you know what, Syllabear and you know Bristleback's gonna tear through them, but I'm not too sure anymore. Like, it's.
Where's the tearing? There should be tearing by now.
I know.
There's no tearing.
They're tearing themselves. They're so emo right now. Clock has a BKB. I'm not too sure what I agree with this at
I
all.
don't understand. Bristleback got a blade mail. Like, does he not want people to focus him?
I don't know. Like,
Or is he just hoping that with his death he'll hurt people?
now here's the thing. Every single fight that Sentinel has won, they've been initiated upon. Now I'm not. It's a totally different story when you're initiating or being initiated upon. I think Sentinel is more suited to be initiated upon because they have a lot of like quick restorative spells such as Mecha, the Soul Rip, and everything. I'm not too sure what they could baller in and then hope for the same result here. They don't have something like a Clock or a Fisher or anything like that to initiate upon. They kind of just have to walk in, and I'm not too sure.
They have the Bat Rider though.
Oh, they do have a Bat Rider. That's true. So it just have to wait and see because it's very dangerous when you just initiate and then let's say the Bat Rider gets someone, you'd be like, oh yeah, Bat Rider grabs someone, and then you guys clump and try to kill that dude, but then you eat an Echo Slam and a Black Hole and everything like that. Although they,
as we saw,
although
that
they've
doesn't
been,
guarantee anything.
yeah, although they've been eating all that and they're still fine. So I don't know what I'm saying. But I just think that they're not as strong when they're trying to do this kind of thing. I don't think they should be pushing. They should be waiting for the push to come because eventually, if this game drags out long enough, Destroyer is gonna hurt.
Seems really weird that you're recommending the pushing team to not push.
I know this. I mean, well, this game is just totally. I don't even. I cast it maybe. Okay, I upload. This is gonna be my 150 upload, but I definitely cast more than 200 games. I've never ever seen anything similar to this. Remotely.
Like usually it's predictable, right?
Yeah.
You can be like, okay, there's a black hole. Okay, there's a huge Echo Slam, and boom, the entire team is dead. That was good positioning, good job for them, and that won them the team fight. Can't say that here.
No. Apparently, if you win team fights, you eat all their ults, and things are good.
The town is under siege.
Whose Necro minions are those? They're actually seeing everyone, aren't they?
Windrunner's Necro Minion.
Okay.
Forces are under attack.
Yeah, so they're gonna try to bait out Roshan attempt. The Scourge team is not falling for the bait. There's a Vlad's also on the Bristleback. I think mostly that's for the Spirit Bear. AC finish like you suggest. I just don't think the Scourge team do enough damage. Is that a weird thing to say when you have, you know, AOE ults like crazy, but you don't do enough damage?
Yeah, Syllabear. Let's see. Syllabear's plus 9 damage, although that's a little bit. Well, Spirit Bear does like, you know, an extra 150 or 130 or something, so that's a little bit not reliable if you think about it. They do have a good amount of disable with the Enigma, but I guess Spirit Bear and Syllabear don't do enough right-click damage yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, yeah, Syllabear, I mean, Bristleback is definitely not going for the right-click route. He does have plus 103, but, I mean, if you look at his item, there's a Blade Mail and a Vlad's and a Vanguard and whatnot. It's just not enough.
He has room for one more item before, and an upgraded boost, but he's pretty much full up.
Yeah, he's
got to
full.
decide what his last thing is.
I'm quite
21-21, by the way.
Yeah, wow, it's that close. It doesn't feel like that close.
Yeah.
I think Sentinel's winning. Not gonna lie. Is that what you
I think that's probably just because they're team fights. Their team fights are just, I don't know. It feels like Sentinel should be losing the team fights, but because they're winning, we're like, oh my gosh, wow, how are they doing that? And it feels like they're winning the game in general, because the person who wins the team fights gives you the feeling that they're winning the game, even if like the kills are even.
Well, here's the thing. No one's doing anything, and this stalemate is only gonna allow Destroyer to actually do more damage as the game drags on and on. I mean, Syllabear, I mean, ultimately has 12 slots that he work with, but I don't think it will go that late. And if Syllabear's bear ever gets big, you can get focused down very quickly, especially in very late game scenarios.
On Syllabear too.
What's that?
Looks like there's a blade mail on Syllabear as well.
And yeah, he actually moved his radiance to his actual bear, so he's like, you know what, I'm gonna ditch my bear now. He's gonna just good for that, you know, occasional proc, and that's pretty much it. He's actually using. There goes that bear. Plus 100 go for someone. And look at this. They're trying to initiate. I don't think this is a good idea. Actually, yeah, this is a terrible idea. Sentinel should back the hell up, cause no, that's not good. They really need to get back. Especially if Undying dies first, if his tombstone is gone, that's gonna be a horrible idea. They need to just get back. Just farm up, dude. Farm up, guys. OSI, come on.
Oh. Tombstone's put down. The Spirit Bear is actually. There's an ult by Destroyer. And what is happening? Oh my gosh, it's so hard to see. And there is a Firefly catching the Earthshaker, but Earthshaker actually does manage to get his ult off before anything happens. Destroyer's actually gonna. No, he astral imprisonments himself. There was a great shackle shot getting Windrunner and not Windrunner, getting Enigma and Earthshaker there. Enigma is actually just gonna black hole that one person while Earthshaker's backing up. Backing up.
Well, this
Okay,
team.
you continue this.
No, I don't even know what this team fight going on. Like it had to. This team fight span over like 3 Warcraft screens, and it looks
I
like.
was trying to watch like 5 different places and it was impossible.
Yeah, I definitely you know what? I'm making myself sound good, but damn, like that team fight should not have happened for Sentinel, because what they're strong in is fighting together as 5. That team fight was all over the place. You need a tombstone down. You need that to stay next to the Witch Doctor and eat up the voodoo. In every single team fight, they clump and they eat every single ult, but they come out ahead because they're clumping, because all their spells help each other. But if they're far apart like that, even when even if the Destroyer died, he didn't. But even if it did, the heal wouldn't go to everyone. The Witch Doctor voodoo has 0 effect. Tombstone wasn't doing too much because it's so spread out. Tombstone range is limited. So I think they need to stick together and eat those ult together. I can't believe I'm saying this, but if they stick together, they win. And I think that team fight was very ill-advised, and now they're gonna give the Aegis up. I don't know who picks it up for the Scourge team, but I don't think the Aegis really helps the Scourge. Just no one's ever really dying. If people are dying, all of them are dying.
If one person survives, it doesn't help them at all.
Right, exactly.
So who did they give it? They gave it to Lone Druid.
Which I think that's a horrible choice, because when you come back alive, you come up in bear form with no HP. If you want to transform to true form, it takes you 2 seconds to do it. I don't think that's a good idea at all. I think you're better off giving it to like Shaker? No. Who would you?
I don't know. Shaker, after he's done
Yeah.
too. Maybe if Bear doesn't start off with Spirit form, and when they're trying to push, for example, he's still in his Druid form or something like that, and then after he goes up and tanks as much shit as he can, he dies and then comes back in Spirit form. Maybe that would be like their ideal team fight.
Yeah.
Using the Aegis.
That's some very stretched out logic, but sure. Now,
I mean, who else could they give it to? They could give it to the Bristleback, who does not very much damage.
yeah, this
really
is an instance where no one is actually good for the Aegis, which is kind of sad to see. If this Witch Doctor ever finished that Axe, it's game over, because we haven't been giving enough credit to Witch Doctor, but I think his ult actually been tearing people up as well. Especially with the help of Decay draining their HP. If you allow Witch Doctor to drop his ult uninterrupted.
Oh, he just got his Aegis Scepter.
Oh, it's GG.
As you speak.
It's GG. Because now they bounce like a gazillion time. If you let Witch Doctor ult an entire team, he's probably the most DPS heavy hero in the game. Not even gonna lie, or at least support scroll. He does most DPS. So it's actually ridiculous.
So all he needs to do is to make sure he's not dead in the initial barrage of ults, and then all he has to do then is just drop his ult and watch everything die.
Yeah, pretty much. Although he's got to be very careful, because the Scourge team has a gazillion ton of stuns, like literally a gazillion tons of stuns, and they're all in a big AoE. So maybe he has to wait it out first. I think he should stay back, and let his team take his ult. I don't know, but he could single-handedly win a team fight. Although now again the dilemmas for Scourge still exist. Who do you focus? Because now the Destroyer is freaking fat. Like, he's got a Mystic Staff now, gonna go for that Hex. Windrunner's got a Necro Book. The Witch Doctor's got a Hex, so he's gonna be ripping. And these guys are extremely tank as well, and dying and bad, and they could do somewhat decent damage. So I think the Scourge team is gonna get out tanked sooner or later, and out DPS as well.
If you look at Scourge though, look at their gold. Oh, never mind. As I speak, oh, NS. Did you see what NS just bought? NS just bought some damage.
Yeah, he's got a what do you call it?
Demon Edge now.
Demon Edge. Make sure we're synced up. I'm at 27, 28, 29.
Oh, I'm at 31.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just read up. 32, 33, 34.
5, 6, 7.
Okay, good. We're synced.
8.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he has actually a demon edge, so he is going to go for some damage. I will laugh if that ends up being a rapier. I doubt it will be a rapier, but I think it would be incredibly fun if he had that rapier. If he was the one to get that Aegis, and if he made a rapier, I think that would be game breaking.
He would just get disrupted or imprisoned. I don't think it would matter. Like
No?
no, not at all.
I think in the initial barrage, he might be able to take off as like a bunch of Sentinel heroes, though.
I think they're in a very much so lose-lose situation. They, I, I don't know. It's just so hard to come back from this. Here we go. Sentinel is gonna issue a push. I'm not too sure whether pushing is a good idea for Sentinel. They should stay back in Turtle. Yes, you heard it from me. The pushing team should stay back in Turtle. And here we have the Bristleback trying to backstab. Tombstone is gonna get focused immediately.
Oh, there's an Enigma who's being pulled by Bat. The Bat is actually being hooked, but he force stabs himself out. Looks like nothing's actually gonna happen.
Yeah, it looks like the Bristleback might die to the Maledict. I'm gonna keep my cursor on him. Looks like he might just survive it with 50 HP. Shaker comes in before he drops his stuff. He's gonna get imprisoned, and now good Shackle Shot. Focus on Sailor. Black Hole gets 3. No, just 2. Still good enough. As we see, Celebrate might just go down. Yes, Celebrate does go down. They're gonna try to focus down. Yeah, he does have the Aegis. Now self-imprisonment on the Destroyer. Destroyer is gonna probably die, and he's gonna heal his team a little bit, but not gonna be enough. And again, Sentinel pushed when they don't need to. They shouldn't have. And now M5 right back in this game, winning a huge team fight right in front of their base. They're gonna try to do something, do a little bit of pushing. It's gonna, well, they do have 60 seconds before the Destroyer comes back. They can at least get the mid tower. What the Scourge team do right now is ignore mid. They should push mid and then go straight to top because the top tower is gone. The Rax is at a quarter HP, no, at a 75% HP. They could definitely pick off this Rax if they go straight to top.
Do you think the reason they Sentinel lost that team fight was because they were pushing? Do you think so?
Yeah, I completely believe so, 100%.
I think it's because Scourge actually got some damage. If you look at both Syllabear and Bristleback, Bristleback got his Demon Edge and Syllabear just got his Eagle Horn. So both of them do significantly more damage than they did before.
That might be so as
So
well.
they were able to make use of Enigma's ulti, like while it was happening.
But I think what they're doing right now is a horrible choice. They're spending at least 10 seconds already on this tower. Probably when this tower is down, it's going to be 15 seconds. At that 15 second, that melee Rax on the top lane would have been gone. Can they pick up this melee Rax? Looks like they are going to do it anyways. Oh, one more hit. There we go. Tombstone just dropped down. If they lose a team fight here, that might be huge. And now we have a drag on the Syllabear. Syllabear, despite 2,400 HP, is going to go down in a single instant. They are going to pick off the range rack, but they need to get out before they lose any more unit. Clock is going to be the next victim here. Shackle Shot on that tree. Clock is going to go down, and we have the Bat Rider chasing as well. A quick blink from the Shaker to get the hell out. And now that's 2 down, but let's see if Sentinel could push right back. Man, this game just got intense in the span of last 2 minutes.
Yeah. So the attempt at the GG push by Sentinel just failed, and Scourge managed to use that time to come back and launch an immediate push on the same lane, mid lane, managing to get mid racks. I don't really know how they could have gotten top racks. Oh, I guess they could have just gotten top racks and then tried to get mid.
I think if they got top racks and got out alive, that might have been a little bit better, because they definitely spent at least 15 to 25 seconds on that tower. With everyone, I think 3 heroes were dead at that time for the Sentinel. If they just got top and got out without losing anyone, they wouldn't be suffering this mid push right now, or at least you know, they would be better off against this mid push. But it looks like the Sentinel is gonna just, hey, you know, turn back. Destroyer's finally got 2 charge on it. I think that's the first time he's got charge. Look at his score. He's got 0-7-11. This is actually, you know, the best carry Destroyer I've ever seen. Just adjusting.
Yeah. Amazing carry destroyer. Look at those stats.
And he's farming.
But he's actually got 259 crit
Exactly.
kills, so, you know, not too bad.
Makes no sense.
Oh, speaking of which, we haven't been checking creep stats the entire game. I guess except for the little bit in the beginning.
Yeah, but creep stats on a pushing game, I mean,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, 184 on the Windrunner, 136 on the Bat. Bat's got a lot actually. 172 on the Bristleback, 218 on the Syllabear, and 135 on the Clock. But for Scourge team, they could use farm, but I think this is as strong as they get with farm, you know. A Syllabear, again, going like what you said, is picking up damage, has an Eagle Horn, which is probably the best item he could have gotten now. I think I want to... Maybe MKB might be a better... No, I don't know. No,
looks like Bristleback might be going MKB though.
Yeah, MKB, well, it's going to be okay against Windrunner. And here we go, Sentinel is going to fight back with a push. With the last couple of times where they pushed,
I talk about how they shouldn't be pushing.
Right.
Yeah.
But now there's a Shiva's finish on Destroyer. I thought he was gonna go Hex. No, he's gonna just keep tanking it up. I think what this Shiva actually means, look at his armor. He's got almost 40 armor. That is a little bit crazy. and that's without
I
mech
do
pop.
think a Hex would have even better though.
Well, I guess if his entire game plan is to not attack and tank it off, he does actually hurt for like almost 400 damage as well. He's packing heat, so Sentinel has to focus him. Like they literally has to, or Scourge has to focus him. But is it a good idea to focus him? Because he also tanks quite a bit. This Bristleback is taking a lot of damage. Look at that 1-2 hit, and he's losing HP very rapidly. They're doing a lot of Pansy as we see. This Destroyer just getting some sneak attacks. And here we go, Bristleback, 1 hit, 2 hit, losing HP, and they're setting up for those perfect Black Hole. Bat Rider blinks in for that Enigma. He's gonna get him. Enigma goes down immediately before all spells cast. Does he have a buyback? I don't think he has. Shaker can't do too much anything. I think this is Rax. I think this is Rax for the Sentinel, or for Scourge.
Without that Enigma, they cannot fend this off. And Earthshaker's doing his best, actually. The Tombstone's actually dropped down. Witch Doctor is not has his ult down. I actually thought he did, but what is happening here? They are actually killing the Bristleback. They killed off the Bristleback. Earthshaker's not dead, but almost. Bristleback has immediately bought back. They still haven't taken the racks quite yet. They've used tower protection. There is a proc on that Obsidian Destroyer, and it looks like they're going to be, just the bear is actually going to be attacking him. Bristleback is walking in right again. There's a bunch of Shivas going down. Oh my god. There is, a Dirge is actually healing him. It's a huge amount. That Clockwork Goblin is almost dead. Earthshaker has finally come back. Nothing is actually happening. A goes down. So who was that? That was the... I don't even know who A was. Bristleback goes down for a second time. And that is definitely Rax. He cannot buy back at this point. This might actually be really, really bad. He cannot buy back, and he's gone for over a minute.
I just want to say that in that team fight, halfway through it, the Destroyer was at red HP, and now he's back to green. The healing in this game was ridiculous. Sentinel got down to red health. They were a sliver of health away. They were trying to kill. The Shaker blinked in. Luckily, right when he blinked in, there was a cask on him, and that delayed his, stun a little bit. The clock hooked in and thinking he was a hero, and then he got one shot by the Destroyer, who's packing heat as well. Black Hole is gonna come up. Where is that Black? That was a 4-man Black Hole, and now he just pulled a Lumi. That was a shit Black Hole. Shaker drops in and does nothing, and this Destroyer is still alive, I think. Yeah, he's still alive. Look at him. He's actually proccing. He's meching up. He's trying to come out alive. He has 7 charge. There's Undying here. Witch Doctor is going to town. This healing strat is absolutely insane.
Oh, that Destroyer was such big bait the entire team fight.
The entire game.
They could kill him. The entire game. Okay. They kept thinking they could kill him, but in the background, Undying's healing him. Voodoo Restoration is healing him. He's got his own mech. Look, he's back to half HP again.
Shit, should have got a heart, man. Wow, this game's over, by the way. Both of us were just with the mouth hanging open, but this game's over. Do you have any words? Because I don't have any words. Destroyer just dies in 2 hits. Silver. Oh, finally they killed the Destroyer, but whoopie-doo. Your damn tower, your Grone is dead.
Trade the Frozen Throne for Destroyer. It's okay.
GG's being called, and I have never casted a game. Never. I don't even know what to say about this.
That was so weird.
Okay, let's
have a moment of silence for this game.
What? Moment of silence, yeah.
Yes, moment of silence. Let it sink in.
Okay, that's enough.
Alright.
So the most important hero on Sentinel, Bot Wards, ended up the game with 3, 8, and 15. But carried. This is
Actually, he only bought 2 wards.
Yeah, right.
In the
Well,
beginning.
I mean,
that was it.
still.
But, yeah.
What is this? I don't even know how to call it, because like what you said earlier, usually it's very clear. When it comes down to dropping ults, the team that drops the ult, the team that gets clumped up upon loses. It hasn't been happening this game. We've been attributing to random little things like decay, like Firefly, Voodoo Restoration, ults here and there. There were some good shackled shots, but I can't pin it down to one thing. Of course, the Bat Rider had a very clutch initiation against Enigma at the very end. That was huge as well.
That was very big.
Yeah,
Definitely
and
killed him before he even did anything.
I think it's what you said about Sentinel's or Scourge's item choice. Bristleback tried to. I mean, in any normal circumstance, this would be a good thing to do. Tank up, because generally they want to kill you. Generally, they don't try to out-tank you, but they did try to out-tank you. That forced Bristleback to buy damaging items, which he never got to. He's got the Demon Edge, but that's it. Silverbear tried to tank or try to carry with plus damage items as well, but not enough. So the tank team trying to DPS, the pushing team trying to tank. This is... I'm confused still. What do you got for me, Sienna?
This is very odd. Yeah, this is very odd. I do think it's a matter of damage. I mean, with the Enigma ults and with the ES ults, what does that do for a team? That does a crapload of just sudden burst damage, and it also disables, so that your DPS and whatever other carries are able to just focus down somebody. But because of the way Sentinel team is, they weren't able to focus down anybody immediately. They weren't able to kill people off immediately with the ES ult, with the Enigma ult, stuff like that, so they were forced to drag things out. And when it comes to a game where a team fight where stuff drags out, the Dirge wins.
Yeah, exactly. I think the hero choices were a little bit odd as well. I mean, I see the reason for the last pick of the the Bristleback, and he was very effective for the first 35 minutes or so. Like that one middle team fight where he
tanked everything.
He tanked everything, but that's all he did. He just tanked everything. He never gave any damage back. As soon as a Sentinel team outlived those Quill Spray, which by the way, a Quill Spray is physical type, so as the game drags on, you do less and less damage.
It does nothing.
Right, because your armor is stacking up. And once you see like everyone's getting armor items, there's a a medallion on the Witch Doctor. Of course, very natural high strength, high armor. Double Shivas on the Sentinel. Just everyone's getting armor. So that
everyone
Quill Spray
also has a magic wand.
Yeah, don't forget magic wand.
With the Quill Spray.
Yeah, you just spam that thing and it'll heal you like full every time, or no, it'll give you 15 charge of heal every time. So Quill Spray damage is not reliable, especially this late of the game. And Silverbear right clicks a little bit, but he's not a Morphling, he's not a Duset. Like he doesn't single-handedly carry that hard, and especially 60 minutes in the game.
He actually still has 5k gold though. I don't know what he was trying to do there.
I think he bought back as well, right?
Yeah, he bought back once as well, so he must have been at like over 7k gold.
And he didn't finish his butterfly. That's maybe that's another reason why they lost. I don't think a butterfly would have changed anything though.
Probably not.
Yeah. I still don't know what to call it, because usually when a game ends, you should only have a better idea of what's happening, what's not happening. But this game, I mean, hey, tell you what, Undying and Witch Doctor, maybe after this game, a lot of teams will be picking it up. Maybe this playing style will be picking up. What do you think counters this play style? And don't say AA, because AA counters everything.
Okay, what counters it? I would have thought Earthshaker countered it, but we saw Earthshaker here. Workout. Probably just some hard damage.
Like
if they had the disable, they just
like a
needed
Laguna
big
Finger of
DPS.
Death kind of thing. More of that, or
Yeah, they could have done, I guess, with more burst damage, just immediately burst one person off. The Clockwork wasn't able to do that as much towards the end. Like he's the kind of person who just isolates something and tries to kill them alone. But perhaps like a Lion might have been better in the same kind of role.
yeah, I don't know what to say. I think M5, I don't want to say they got outplayed, but they definitely made some of the questionable item choices. And right now, both of us are just marveling at the fact the late game power of Sentinel. But you gotta keep in mind, they can still push in the early stage of the game. They didn't, because they didn't well, I don't know why they didn't. I don't think they needed to push, as this game kind of show out. But they can push. Definitely the Witch Doctor and the the Undying is a strong pushing combo, especially with that Tombstone drop down, especially Mecha being rushed on Destroyer. They can push. So this lineup is one of those lineup that does well in every stage of the game, and that's another thing that makes this lineup hard to counter. So maybe trying to gank the hell out of them is an answer, but it's gonna be hard to gank a Windrunner, a Tombstone, and a Bat Rider. Those are hard to gank.
Gank a Tombstone.
Yeah, gank a Tombstone. You gank the entire, you drop the Tombstone. So I don't know. It's really hard to say. OSI, I think they deserve to win. Like playing a strategy like this, and winning it in this fashion, this win is well deserved.
And they're also the underdogs here. I mean, we've all heard of M5. No one really has heard of OSI. At least I haven't. I'm not sure if you have.
I haven't.
Yeah, so they're the underdogs, and I'm really glad that they managed to come out of this winning against M5, which is like this amazing team. So good for them.
Yeah,
Great job.
I that's it from me. Do you got anything, Sienna?
No last words.
Okay.
Just
Okay, so first of all, I do apologize for the repeated technical difficulties. I know I have that suffered the ability of the caster a little bit, and I'm sure you guys gonna get a black screen or two. I don't know why I can't fix it. I've been trying to fix it, not having too much hope.
Did you uncheck the things I told you to? I gave you like a PNG.
Give it to me again later, and then we'll see.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah. So again, I apologize for any technical difficulty, but this is a good game. If you weren't satisfied with the cast, I recommend you to watch it again, because this would be a game that I might just cast again, maybe 6 months down the road, and just kind of learn again from. This is a very teaching game, very telling game. Definitely showcase a lot of an explored territory in Dota where you could play in a very high level and win with a strat that no one ever thought of, like a ward buying destroyer and tanking it up. So that's it from me and Sienna. I'll leave Sienna's link in the description. You could check out her YouTube channel. Very good caster. And that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. And for Sienna and Luminous, this is us signing off. GG guys.